We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2144. Today, Jill and I are talking about, we're going to break down the 8 A's of due diligence and what really matters about each of them. Mm-hmm. There's been some confusion about it. And I know this because on the Thursday call, Jill and I do weekly, do what we call, would you do this deal? And so Land Academy members bring us deals. And we immediately, as you'll see here in a minute in the question, review them in the order of the 8 A's and see how many are there, how many are missing. And if there's 2 or 3 missing, we start to get concerned.
Exactly. These are Stephen started with 4 A's when I came on board, and they were the things that we had to check before we could buy a property. You know, it was the most important things to look at when you're doing your due diligence. And then now it's expanded to 8 A's, and we'll go through them in great detail, which is really cool. So if you're brand new and you're starting out and you're a new investor, you want all the A's. You want to be able to say yes to all of them, and you'll see why in just a minute here.
It's a way to gauge the properties that you have on your potential acquisition list.
And not make a mistake.
In a uniform format, yeah.
Yeah.
Ask us how this came about.
Yeah.
We've failed at this for a lot of years.
Why do you add an A? Because I screwed up and missed something, and now it's an A.
This week, all week, Jill and I are talking about motivation and confidence. We want you to stay motivated and build some confidence in the decisions that you're making in your real estate world. Monday today, we already said we're going to break down the 8 A's for you. Tuesday tomorrow, why sellers choose to sell land below market value. Pretty popular question. Wednesday, the most common mistakes new land investors make. Thursday, how to stay motivated when you're not seeing the results yet. And then finally, Friday, how to transition from the side hustle to full-time land investing. That's one of my favorite topics because you're having success.
Yeah.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, take a long, deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay, so today our question is from Chris and Chris 1 and Chris 2, members of Land Academy, and they put in a deal. So I'm going to give you kind of the lowdown on the deal, and then we're going to see what their question is here. So they're like, okay, this call just came back from a mailer. This is February 2025. It is in Florida. The seller is asking $90,000. It's a total of 1.1 acres with a mobile home on it. It is, let's see here, a regular deed. I'll say Hernando County. We're good with that. And then here's what they did, though. They're trying to analyze and gauge the value of it. So they gave the stats here for all the different zestimates.
Well, they engaged
for smart pricing.
What Jill and I call smart pricing in O2O, offers to owners, which is the mailing company Jill and I started a time ago. And we added a product called SPS, Smart Pricing Service, where you take a look at the actual asset. In this case, it's a mobile home with its own piece of land. And you look at all the algorithms around the internet, and they did that. Go ahead, Jill.
Yep, and they put the numbers in here for us. So here's what they said. Zillow priced this asset as $157,200. Realtor prices it at $220,000. Trulia prices it at $161,900, and Redfin prices it at $213,000. So the average, remember, the seller wants $90,000. The average of those 4 algorithms divided by 4, it comes up to $188,025. Again, 1.1 acre with a mobile home. Now, here's some more of the A's as we're going along here.
Yeah, that's why I put this in here.
Alive. So the owner's deceased, but his wife's alive. So they know they need to confirm, who's on the deed. Attributes.
1 second. So alive is one of the A's. And we'll go into great detail in this after the question. But I thought that was appropriate to look at a real deal before we explain it.
True.
Alive means the person that you're speaking with on the phone needs to be the person that's on the deed.
Yep.
They can't be just the heir in a will, or it gets very difficult if the people who are on the deed are not alive.
Right. Attributes, close to a couple nice country clubs, and about 50 minutes to Tampa. There is access. It is affordable, although we do need a second opinion, they wrote. Adjacent, a lot of properties around there, just directly nearby are SFRs or mobile homes. So this fits right in. And afraid, don't have any experience doing evaluation of land with a mobile on it. So I am nervous. That's what one of the Chris's said. And then abundant. They followed up with this. Offers are out, but the response is slow right now in this area. Not sure yet how the mailer's going to go.
Just knowing this without looking up the property, there's an 80% chance I would buy it.
That's what I think.
It's half.
I agree.
The price of what the internet, from an algorithm standpoint, believes that it's worth.
True. So if you screw it all up and make $50,000, are you okay?
Which is probably...
I'm okay.
And I wouldn't even say screw it up. Price it that way. Buy it for 90, sell it for 140. It's really worth 190.
It's going to fly off the shelf.
That's the Land Academy model.
There you go.
Today's topic, breaking down the 8 A's of due diligence and what really matters. This is kind of the meat of the show. Mm-hmm. We just ran through an exact example of the 8 A's in a real-time, real-world example of how you want to implement judging or evaluating an acquisition candidate that you have. So here's the descriptions in the order of ChatGPT. I looked this up and it was this is a copy and paste, right? Land Academy's
stop.
8 A's, yeah.
You put this in ChatGPT and this is what it spit out? Oh, this is awesome.
And then with a cute little description of us.
Oh, cute.
They made us They made us sound nice. And easy to listen to. And I noticed these AI products really dumb everything down. It's fine.
Interesting. Okay.
There's no humor in it either. Anyway, first A, in no particular order, affordable. Ensuring the property is priced right and within budget. That's a cute little way of saying,
Perfect.
Hey, is it cheap enough or not?
Right.
You want it affordable is my way of saying, is it so freaking cheap that you got to buy it?
Right.
You have to have that feeling like, I can't pass this acquisition up. A lot like Chris and Chris's deal there.
Yep.
It's half the price of the algorithm price. Number 2, access. Go ahead, Jill.
Checking to see if the property has legal and physical access. 2 different things. Can I get, is it legal access, right? A road or platted and all of that recorded. And also, can I get there? It's very easy to have one and not the other in both directions.
Adjacent. What's next to what's surrounding the property? There's a very good chance whatever's surrounding it, and I mean immediately, which is why we call it adjacent, that's how your target property is going to be utilized. If there's a mobile home next to it and you've got a piece of property that's zoned for mobile home, let's say, that's how it's going to be used. So it makes your evaluation process from a pricing standpoint and all that really easy. What's going on next door? And does it make sense for me to buy this at hopefully 20% of what's going on next door or less?
Acreage, evaluating the size of the property. So what that means is, did I get the acreage I was going for? That's really it. And does it work for the neighborhood? Work for what I'm trying to do here, kind of thing.
Larger is usually better, but not all the time.
Correct.
Would you rather have a small usable property on the ocean or 80 acres in the middle of the desert? So you have to use some relativity and some common sense judgment about the size of the property and whether it fits in and is usable in its surrounding. Attributes. What's cool about it? Does it have a stream running through it? Is it close to the Grand Canyon, close to Las Vegas? Is
there a mobile on it?
There's a short list of things that everybody wants when they have a little daydream about when they're sitting in their terrible job, having a daydream about moving out to the country. Is it fulfilling that? It's going to make it a lot easier to sell if it has a bunch of attributes.
Mm-hmm. Alive, are the owners on the deed alive and able to sign? That's really the gist of it, because your life will be much easier if the answer is yes.
If the answer is no, there's a lot of ways around it, and each state's different about this. And depending on how much money you think you're going to make on the piece of land, you might be willing or not willing to go through the legal jump through the legal hoops to get it conveyable.
Correct.
Abundance. These last 2 A's are the most recent, and they have nothing to do with the real estate, the actual assessment of the real estate, but the assessment of you as the investor. Abundance. Are you looking at a lot of deals? If you're looking at 20 deals because you sent a ton of mail out, you're not going to put yourself in a position to make a bad decision
Right.
If you sent 300 letters out and you're looking at one property, you're going to try to make that work. You have no abundance there. Looking at one acquisition is a very bad idea. Looking at 20 and choosing the best out of that 20, very good idea. Abundance.
Afraid, are there some red flags? Is there something that's tripping your radar that's causing you to second guess, this acquisition? That's really important.
When you look at a deal for the first 30 seconds, you're going to come away with a feeling. Mm-hmm. The feeling of, you got to stop what I'm doing and buy this property. This is an amazing deal. It's a gut check. Or you're going to say, wow, I'm not sure about this. Mm-hmm. Or they accepted my offer of $46,000, but at $12,000, I wouldn't be afraid at all. At $12,000, I'd feel great about this deal. You don't want to be afraid. Mm-hmm. Join us tomorrow where we discuss why sellers choose to sell land below market value. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.